Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Thomas Doyen, and I am responsible for business consulting at Heidelberg. Today I'd like to show you something about Prinect performance benchmarking and how we at Business Consulting can help you achieve good performance in your company. First, I'll give you a general overview of what we at Business Consulting offer. We have three columns. One of them is the business development column, where we do marketing and strategy and management coaching. The second column is a process optimization, which will be the main topic of today, with process design, material efficiency, competence analysis, with make-readies and print shop planning. And the third column is the investment planning, where we help you over a structural analysis of your print jobs to invest into the best machine for your company. First, I'd like to give a short overview over what Prinect Performance Benchmarking can do. Prinect Performance Benchmarking is an internet-based solution which does an automatic recording of the data of your Speedmaster, gives you a productivity analysis of your machines. It gives you an comparison, an anonymous comparison of where you stand. And the data that we provide is provided over the Prinect online portal. Prinect Performance Benchmarking shows you how good you are in comparison to the best, in comparison to the average. It identifies areas of improvement, and it is an effective way of finding areas for improvement in your company. Heidelberg Business Consulting can help you in this process. I'd like to come to the topic of process analysis. In the process analysis, we speak of three different processes. The first one is the one as you think it is. It's the one that you would explain to somebody in your office of how something works in your company or in your department. When we go into your company and we do an analysis of how the processes are, we will come out with the second one, the one how it really is. Much more complicated, usually many more exits, many more questions, and very many places that we can find improvement. And the last one is the way you would like it to be. A simple, very easy process that comes to a conclusion, that comes to a result quickly. When we look at print shop, with a Prinect connected print shop, with the different departments, with business management, with production management, with the print area, with the production, with the bindery, with pre-press, we have the logistics, for example, dispatch. When we look at your company, we will then identify new areas. We can look at the whole company, or we can take different sections out. We can only go to the shop floor and look at your printing process. We identify new possibilities for your company. We compare your production and company data with benchmarks in the industry. We do a close examination of your company's processes, and we discuss if they are good, if they could be done easier, if there is improvement. We do this with you and your staff, which is very important because your staff usually knows where room for improvement is. We use the interview technique to identify these potentials, and we work out the potentials to improve to your added value process, because what we want to do is we want to cut out waste in your company. We certainly enhance the awareness to clearly define processes in your company, and we give you transparency, and we also help communication in your company become better. What is the approach? We do a line walk. We walk along the process, we look at the process, and we examine it, and we note everything that we find. We have the staff interviews. The evaluation is done on site in your company. We use the method of value stream mapping to describe and to identify the improvement areas. Sorry, and we work out a specific plan of action. With this specific plan of action, you have the possibility for a higher sustainability. We work out a new efficient process. We do an optimization of your materials and your information flow, and we have a better cooperation, interdepartmental cooperation in your company. One of the findings would be a value map like we would have here, a process. We have a value stream for the bid proposal. We took out only one part. We only took out the bid proposal process. And we would look at this bid proposal process coming from the supplier, in this case the customer, going back to the customers. We have 4,000 proposals, 18 proposals per day, which have to go through different departments. Yes, and when we look at the departments, we have 3 findings in this example. One of the findings is number 1, the first area that we found. It is that we use the same method for making proposals for each proposal that we do. We do not decide if it is a big, if it's a small proposal. We don't do an ABC analysis. The second thing we found is that the calculation department and 30% have to go back to the sales support team for questions because the proposal that we are doing, the offering, the data is not complete and it has to be completed. There are many questions, many callbacks. And the third finding is that we have a long waiting time, 2 work days, between the sales support team and the company management for the officially, for the release of this offer to the customer. And when we look at the time frame, we have less than 3 hours of working time for this proposal, but it takes us almost 7 days to get this proposal through our company. And time is money, and so we have a throughput time here in this case. And as you see, we have a material flow and we have processes, but material flow can also be information flow. It's not only material flow. When we look into this, when we look into a print shop, we look into the 3 areas. And let's say, for example, the order management. We have the calculation process, the bid proposal management, purchasing, job ticket, order tracking, and the post-order calculation. In pre-press, we also have the job ticket. The job ticket is a central element of each print shop, and has a very special attention. We have content management, color management, workflow in the pre-press. And when we go into the print shop, when we go down to where the money is made, the supply of materials, logistics, workflow, color management, and the cleanliness, for example, of your company, competence of your printers, the material efficiency, the material flow and layout. And we can help you all in these areas. And there are further areas also. For example, logistics, for example, the bindery area that we look into. This is just a glance into your operation. I'd like to show you one case study where we found improvement in a mid-size print shop. But first, I'd like to take a look into Prinect performance benchmarking screenshots. Here is a screenshot for the OEE, the overall equipment efficiency. And in this equipment efficiency, we always have three variables that come to make the OEE. The OEE is here very small. It was 5% in July 11. It was almost 10% in August 11. And it went up to 50% in September. So the customer was to increase. But when we zoom down into this, we see that the OEE is formed by 3 different factors. One of the factors is the speed indicator, that's the gray one. The speed indicator shows the production speed to the maximum speed. It's the black one is the time indicator, the production time to the total time. And the third one is the quality indicator, the good impressions to the total number of impressions. And here you can see that we are almost at 90%. So the quality is not the first concern, and it's not the speed indicator. It's the time indicator, which is very low in this case, and which takes down the OEE so that this customer is below average, which is the red line, and he's far away from the best in class, which is the black line. Now, when we look at this, one possibility for the customer could be that he is wasting time in his make-readies, and that's what we found in a customer like this. And I'd like to show you a short glance into the make-ready. In this case study, we had a customer with a CD102 6 in a coding unit, 6-color coded unit. He did 4 to 6 colored jobs, single-sided jobs, has a lot of ink changes per year, and maybe another important thing, he has 3,800 make-readies per year. When we look into his time, when we look at the 100%, 43% of his time is spent for make-readies. Only 29% of his time is printing time. And then there are some other times and idle times that are not accounted for in this example. When we look into the make-ready time, when we look into these make-ready time, we'll make 100% out of the make-ready time. We see that over 40% of the make-ready time is organizational, has organizational content, and not machine-related content. And all of these organizational things can very often be simply solved by simple measures. They're very simple things. And when you look at the examples, you will say, well, why didn't he do it to begin with? And it's so we look at these 43%, and we could take out except for 9 minutes. We took out 5 minutes because the ink kitchen will mix the inks in future and prepare them order related. The printer will not take away the prints and dispose of them while he's doing the make ready. He'll wait for the startup of the press, and while the press is running in a job, he'll then bring them to the trash. The CDT department delivers the plates, and the printer doesn't have to go and pick them up, so he's not walking away from his press. And we have now defined staging areas for the logistics to put the material down, and to put the material down for the new job, and where the printer puts his print job that he has just finished. So there's no questioning, he's not looking, he's not searching. A lot of this is a search and find and seek, a lot of this is done. But we also found 2 other things in the machine-related make-readies. By you getting an additional pair of clamps, you can do a ink change faster, a color change faster. That brings about 3 minutes, and we have another synergy because we deliver the inks and the coatings order related. So all overall, we were able to reduce the make-ready time by 38%, or 23 minutes, and this can go straight into production. Very important is that you have to define how the new process is. That's why we have this make-ready script. When you look at a make-ready script, this is like a timeline. Green is he's printing. Where the black line is, that's where we start with the make-ready. And when we're after black again, we're printing again. So green is a good time. That's what we want to see as print time. Yellow is press-related make-ready, and red is organizational make-ready. And if we don't define how the make-ready process is to be, and if we don't make it available for all employees and staff, and train the staff on how to do it, and we don't show the improvements in the process, we won't be able to improve the process. So it's very important. And in the print shop, you can always take the make-ready script, and you can always check to see if the process is still running as defined. I'm coming to the end of my presentation, and I'd like to conclude this all in one picture. Every problem is unique, and every problem needs a tool to fix it. And you have to take time to use these tools. And in this question, we don't have, why don't you sharpen your saw? Well, we don't have time. We have to cut wood. I mean, this is, it explains the problem itself. If you don't take the time, if you don't, look at your processes, then you won't be able to improve. And we from Business Consulting, we offer our help with Heidelberg. We have a lot of experience, and we can help you in this process. Thank you for listening. Good evening.